All we ask is that people give a damn. Uh, Creators in the comic book industry, we just want you to give a damn about what you're doing. I just read Runaways number 7 out of morbid curiosity, and I've had a long history with the Runaways, this new Runaways series. Um, I've gotten some of my best roast videos out of it, but I read 7, and Mariko Tamaki distinctly does not give a damn. So, okay, here's a brief little part. I'm going to get to this. This is a great book, but I'm going to talk about this real quick because I just got done reading it and I was like, oh. So, okay. So there's a young member of the Runaways and she wants to go to school. She needs a legal guardian because, the Runaways killed all their parents. So they all get together and they hold hands. And I'm not kidding. The one who I guess has a magic staff holds the staff up, shouts legal adoption, and then the kid was legally adopted. So that's it. Just legal representation through a magic staff and witchcraft. But that book sucks. This book does not. This book, I feel so good. I felt so good reading this. It was so refreshing reading this. This is Farmhand. I think I've done a video on every other part of Farmhand. At no point in this story was I bored. I've been so bored with so many other comics. Not that one. Definitely not that one. And we'll see what that one does. I'm gonna read that one later. But I've been bored with so many comics from Marvel and from a lot of other indies. But this one, oh my goodness. Okay, this is going into the backstory of the sister. She was in the military, Afghanistan, Iraq, something. Victim of an IED. She is messed up. So it kind of sets it up to where, her old CO comes over, and it wouldn't happen like this anyways. This is a drastic, for the sake of brevity, this is a drastic simplifying of how the military works and how you how you transition from one job to another, and if you were chosen to do something special, but I'm getting too technical. But she's out. She is injured. She's lost limbs, and this is her former CO comes to her and basically wants her to spy on her father, be a mole on the inside. And you think, going into it, you think, why the heck would she do that? And it's revealed later. I'm not gonna spoil this. This is gonna be kind of a short video. I'm not gonna spoil this. So here we go. We're getting into resolution of a little bit of the issue between them. They've had fights before. He's like talking about the stuff that he's dealing with and the crap that he's dealing with from his kids and his kids adjusting. And I love Rob Gilroy. I love the facial expressions he does. This is a very cartoon style. It's very squash and stretch. It's not realistic, but the facial expressions he gets, even like right here, the facial expressions he gets out of his drawings are just outstanding. And that's what makes this cartoon style acceptable for a very, for this subject matter that dabbles into being very dark at times. So we got resolution of that, and it sets up a little bit that the townspeople are they've become very, very leery of the family. Also here we set up kind of a political fight. This is another branch of this story, is that there's a political fight going on here. She is the newcomer. She's the new political face, and this is kind of like her commercial as to what she wants to do. She's kind of like a hippy dippy, but you can tell that there are things underneath her. There are motivations to her that are kind of dark here. Goes back to this. This is the dog from the last one. They're examining it, and she's basically berating the security guy who basically just like let that dog slip by because he was asleep. And you get to the end of it, and you think, she's gonna fire this dude. And at the last second, her dad steps in and says, no, he's just gonna do trash for a while, and that's gonna be his punishment. And this is the reason why, because you're starting to see a little more of this branching, a little more of the reasoning behind things that these characters do. because the dad knows that if he kicks this guy out, this guy knows things. He knows, he quote, like, you know, as to use a metaphor, he knows where the bodies are hidden. He knows things about the company that he does not want out. So instead of firing him and having a pissed off ex-employee, he's just going to change his job. He's probably going to pay him the same, just punish him internally. And that's why he stopped and said, okay, yeah, I'm not going to fire this dude. That would be a problem. So here's the other end of the spectrum, the other end of the political battle that's starting to go on in this. And he's making her out to be like the hippy dippy, you know, yoga doing weirdo. And it's kind of, it's refreshing to see in this. It's very, they're both painting each other, but this isn't swayed one way or the other politically. You can tell that they're both, there's something dark to both of them, where this guy, as seen here with the father, is definitely turning a blind eye to what's going on at the factory. She is kind of calling him out for that in her ad, but as you'll see later on in this, and I'm not going to show a whole lot more of this, you'll see that she has something to do with it. She's interested in the farm as well. Cut to this. This is where, in the modern days, where she's being used as a mole by the government. And this, I'm not going to spoil this, and this is probably where I'm going to end it. That lays out why she's doing it, and she's sort of being pulled between both sides now. This is storytelling that gives a damn. This is storytelling that cares about itself. I just read a couple of Gail Simone books on Domino, her new Domino run. She doesn't care. She is basically putting, it should be, when a Domino book comes out, it should be right here, Gail Simone's Domino. That is how much she cares about the fact that it's her name, and that it's, she's a writer for Marvel, and she's doing a character, a solo book for a character, more than she cares about who Domino is. Because it took her like 6 or 7 issues to figure out what Domino's powers are and how they work, and they're not overt like a normal X-Men. But this is good. Go out, move the needle with this. Go get this book. If you're not picking this up, man, you should be, because this is actually a very cool, light sci-fi family drama. And I think this does everything. It has parts where you laugh, parts where you're like, wow, that's really dark. And then there's so much to this between the family, and the family members are real. There's no like snarky self-insert kid from the author. Every character has depth to them, and everybody has sort of a motivation. And as you're seeing these things unfold, you're seeing the motivations unfold. That's where the real interest in all these characters. I've yet to see a character in this book that I was just like, whatever, I don't give a damn about this character. Whereas Gail Simone or Rainbow Rowell, Runaways, I don't care about a single character in that. Like, the Thunderbolts could come through and kill all of the Runaways, and I would be like, cool, we get a new Thunderbolt series. But that's pretty much all I got for this one. I'm gonna read that one a little later, The Last Space Race. I don't think anybody's read that. I don't think anybody's reviewed that one. But thank you for watching. I'm gonna get back to doing some regular stuff, regular schedule. But and I may do an opinion video later today. You guys seem to like my opinion videos better. But I mean, for me, a video that's liked is like 20 views, and I get excited. I'm a small channel. I get excited when I get 40 views. But thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Go out and get this. Rob Gilroy, you're doing a great job. Keep doing it, man. I'm so happy that you're doing a story that you love and that you give a damn, and it truly shows in the work. So reward this guy for it. Go out and buy this comic. Make sure he can keep funding making this. But that's all I got for today. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, and have a good day.